Hello everyone and welcome to my channel. I want to share a little home project I finished recently, something small, but it made me really happy. Repotting my basil, rosemary, mint and lavender into brand new pots that arrived from Amazon. Yeah, it all started because my old pots were falling apart. Some had cracks, some barely drained water anymore, and honestly, my herbs were struggling. Basil especially hates sitting in soggy soil. Its roots need to breathe, so I decided it was time for an upgrade. I ordered a set of 4 8-inch plant pots, each one with multiple mesh drainage holes. The detail mattered a lot to me. Good drainage is really the secret to healthy pot herbs. Without it, water pools at the bottom, roots start to rot, and no matter how much sunlight or care you give your plants, they just won't thrive. When the pots arrived, I was pleasantly surprised. They felt sturdy, well made, and simple in design, the kind that fits naturally, whether you keep them indoors on a window sill or outside by your doorstep, which is exactly where mine live on. Let me tell you a bit about each plant because they each have their own personality. Basil is the most sensitive one. It loves warmth, sunlight, and consistent moisture, but never standing water. The moment I moved it into its new pot, I noticed the soil was actually able to breathe. I mixed it in a bit fresh potting soil, made sure the base layer allowed water to flow freely through this mesh and holes, and gently settled the roots in. Rosemary, on the other hand, is together. It actually prefers dry conditions, almost like Mediterranean plant that doesn't want to be fussed over. Too much water isn't enemy, so having strong drainage was even more essential for this one. I made sure not to overwater it after transplanting, just enough to help it settle in. Then the mint, and if you are ever grown mint, you know it's basically unstoppable. It spread aggressively, so keeping it in its own separate pot was important. Otherwise, it will take over the whole garden bed. Mint loves moisture more than the other, so this pot gets watered a little more frequently. And final, lavender. This one is elegant, fragrant, and a little practical about its environment. It wants excellent drainage, plenty of sun, and definitely not too much water. Watching it settle into its new pot with room to grow and proper airflow around the roots felt very satisfying. Setting all 4 pots together by the door created this lovely little herb station right at the entrance. Every time I walk outside now, I get this wave of fresh scent, mint mixing with lavender, basil mixing with rosemary. It's simply, but it's genuinely makes the space feel more alive. What I really appreciated about this whole process was how something so small, just replacing plastic pots, completely changed the health and appearance of my herb garden. The old pots were holding everything back without me even realizing it. The new ones with the multiple drainage holes gave the rooms to breathe and the water somewhere to go. If you are someone who grows herbs at home, I would really encourage you to pay attention to your pots, not just your plants. Sometimes we focus so much on watering schedules or sunlight exposed, but forget that containers itself plays a huge role in whether a plant thrives or struggles. Since I made this change, I have already noticed a difference. My basil looks fuller and greener. My rosemary seems calmer and steadier. My mint is spreading exactly the way it should, contained and happy. And my lavender has his lovely fresh growth starting to show at the top. It's a small project, but it taught me something bigger. That good care often comes down to detail most people overlook. A pot, it isn't just container, it's a part of the plant's whole environment. So that's my little update for herbs, for new pots and doorway that now smell absolutely wonderful every time I step outside. Thank you.